Okay, everyone, we are back. Let's get the hull painting done, get all the details, and go on from there. Okay, so now I went over the instructions here, and I also went online and looked at photos of the actual filming model. Some of the colors in here are not exactly correct. So, like for around here, it has to be the darker intermediate blue kind of, and it's not duck egg blue. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get it all painted here. I'm going to start with the tops up here and then just work around the sides and the bottom. I'm going to start with this area here around the bridge module. It's intermediate blue, but I have it slightly lightened a bit compared to the real dark intermediate blue. I have 3 different shades here, so I'm going to use the medium shade here for around this area. Coming along. It looks good. Alright, now I'm going to do these areas in here and these two, and they are the intermediate blue, the darker color. So I'm going to put those on. Okay, got those done. Looks good. Now I'm going to do the same color in this area here. There we go. Got that done. Looks good. Okay, I'm going to do the yellow now for the thrusters and the phasers. Looks good. Okay, so I'm gonna get the duck egg blue here and in here. Okay, I'm going to work on the warp engines now, and like the Enterprise, they had the duck egg blue on the fronts here, the copper duck egg blue there. I'm going to mask off the engine here and spray this matte black for the outboard engine, since it's only the inboard that lights up when you go to warp. And on the tips here, the yellow and duck egg blue on the fin here. And yeah, there we go. Okay, looking good. Not bad. Not bad. All right, now I'm gonna get some painting on these done, like for the bridge here, this area here, the sensor dome and the torpedo pods here, and the phaser cannons. So all that's going to get done yet. These are intermediate blue in that area there, and the corresponding colors here for the bridge and the dome. All right, there we go. Looks good. Get some final painting here on the bottom of the hull. Okay, so I got the rest of the painting done here. Looks good. And for these slats here, I just used a marker. One of these here. Marked it in there. Found the right size that fit in between the grooves. Works beautifully. Okay, now on the ship here, I'm going to have it firing torpedoes and phasers. So I'm just going to take two of these front phaser cannons. I'm going to drill out the holes there to put in LEDs, and as well as for the torpedoes. Good. And the LED just in there, one there, and one there. Looks good. All right, now I'm going to mask off the warp engines here and paint these outboards matte black. There we go. Just gotta let that dry and go from there. Turned out pretty good. Okay, now in this area in here, I'm going to cut that out for the light to shine through on the sides there. That's good. Not bad. All right. Okay, now I'm gonna drill this out here because I want the top of that to light up a little bit as well. Good. Moving on to here, let's take the masking tape off on both sides here now. Looks good. I still have to paint the slats here flat black. So that's no big deal. A little bit of cleaning up here. Now I'm going to paint the insides of this a clear blue, so when the lights are on it'll shine blue. So I'm going to use is where did they go here? I'm going to use these here, these high flex lights that will be used to light up the grills. So I got to make like a daisy chain of them. It goes all along the side here, and which will light up the grills. So that's what I'm going to do for that. So when I'm done soldering these together, it's going to look like this, and it'll take 9 of those to go all the way across to be able to light up the that area. doing this, you got to make sure that they're all pointing in, the poles are in the same position as the next one. Otherwise, you're going to get some lights that are working and some that aren't, and you have to unsolder it where it isn't working and realign it properly. Like this. Okay, I got it all done there. I'm going to do a light test, but just to let you know, the small section here that you see, that's the positive side, and this great big square looking side here, that's the negative. They don't all look like that, so all you have to do is just play with it until you find which side is the positive and negative. I'm gonna need a resistor on these. For right now, I'm just using a low voltage. Otherwise, you'll burn these out, so you do need a resistors for those. Okay, just a quick test. Yep, they're working. Okay. So one string, make sure it's pretty much all lined up. Okay, and then just go over here. So let's see, I need a LED for here, one for here. Got a flasher here. I'll probably have the flasher back here and then run a fiber optic to that. I'm thinking I'm going to put in the thrusters here as well, but it'll be a little bit tricky drilling, but it'll work. There we go. Look like little diamonds in there. Now, for the LED that goes here, I'm going to flatten the head to put there. And I think I already have LEDs that have flat heads. No, I don't. Okay. So same here. I'm going to like square it off, flatten it down for here, for both sides. And then a white flasher will go right about here with the fiber optic running up to that area. I put a 100 ohm resistor on those lights, and it worked really well with a 9-volt power source. Okay, so I have two 5mm whites for these areas in here, two whites, 3mm for up in this area, and I got two whites for the flashers in the back. Now I'm kind of thinking I might be able to just put these right up inside here, and what do you know, it fits beautifully, exactly what I want. So for this particular one here, I'm probably going to put a 1K resistor on it because I really don't want it to be very bright at all, just dimly lit is what I want. So I got a 1K on there. Let's just touch it here. Perfect. That's exactly where I want it. It's probably going to be a little bit less dim than that because there's going to be a fair amount of lights in this model, and one 9-volt power source. It'll still look good. Just going to shave down the 5mm here. Okay, got them shaved down. I got them on a bit of a wedge shape there as well. So it fits in nicely with that. Let's get them in. Okay, so now for these ones here, I'm going to tie in with this resistor here. So it'll be resisting these lights and this one here. And I'll tie this eventually in here, but on the other side, so that this resistor isn't reducing this as well as this one. Okay, that's why I got it hooked up here. Got this light connected in here. This 100 ohm is reducing this one and the string, and I got this 1K resistor coming off of this end here where the power comes in this way, so that this resistor isn't also reducing along with this one to reduce this. So let's do a quick light test here. 9 volt. There we go. See the brightness on that? Nice and small, not overly bright. And then we got the light coming in from the side here. So now this here, I'm just going to use that window maker in here. It'll help diffuse the light just a little bit more. And the flasher here will have its own line coming down or up into the ship. So we'll have 2 lines coming up into the ship. Still trying to decide whether I can get thrusters in here. I think I can. I got small enough bits here for it, for the line to be able to drill out. It's just going to take a little bit of time because there's an awful lot of plastic there. We'll have to drill on an end, on an angle here. But yeah, I think I can do it. I'll have to give it a try. There we go. Got them both hooked up. Look good. Did a light test. They're both beautiful. Now I know some of you are thinking, well, why don't you just use those light strips to put in there? Well, I don't have any left for a lower voltage, like for the 9 volt power supply. Well, then why don't you just use your 12 volt light strips to put in there? Well, I don't want this ship on 12 volts. It's just personal preference. You can do it with 12 volt. Doesn't really matter. That's up to the builder of the model. You know, it's their model. They can do with it whatever they want. So my own personal preference for a model this size, I'm going to have it on battery source instead of AC. It's just personal preference. You know, if I had any more of those strands left for a lower voltage, I would have used those instead of making these daisy chain here. But again, personal preference. Okay, got it. Got those holes drilled. Looks like it'll work. Okay. Alright, now I'm just gonna get the fiber optics in place here. So these here are gonna go to these yellows right here. These ones here are the flasher. So I'm gonna put a resistor on the yellow. And yeah, okay. Okay, so I got them all tied in there. That's good. Okay, I realized something that I really wanted to do is I wanted to have the warp grills on their own line. So I'm going to have a separate switch so I can turn them on and off from the rest of the ship. So these here all had to be disconnected from that. So I'm going to run thruster lights. They're going to tie in with these ones. And they'll go on their own line. This will go on their own line. And the flasher on its own line. So we'll have 3 lines going up into the ship itself. Okay, now I got over here on the yellow, I got a 68 ohm resistor, which goes all the way over here to tie in with these lights in here on the inbound source, power source coming in. Not on this end, but on this end. Otherwise, it would be too dim because it'll have 2 resistors on it. Instead, it's only got the one. Still got the 1K on here to reduce the lighting on these 2 here. Let's do a quick lighting test. Okay, good. Those 2 lit up nice. And then we got the yellow here on the end. Got the little yellow thrusters here. So they look good. Alright. Perfect. Okay, now I got the flasher line here run. It looks good. Just got it glued in place there, just letting it dry. And these engines are all but done now. So I'll wait on running the lines until I get more of the ship done. There we go. Got it all done now. Looks good. So I got the main line here for the lights and the thrusters, and we got this line here which is for the warp grills, and of course the last one here for the flasher. Looks good. These warp engines are all but done. The last thing I need to do now is get the red lights on these engines here in place. And they will tie in with these lights over here. These ones here that go into these little spots up here. Alright. Got the lights in there now. Let's do a quick light test. That's good. They're on. Not bad. So I got, just going to fill that up with window maker, which will help make the lights a little bit broader. Alright, there we go. That's pretty much it for the warp engines. And that is it for this episode, everyone. In the next one, we are going to be installing lights in the primary hull. Please like, subscribe, comment, don't forget to share, and click that notification bell for any future uploads. If you have any questions or you want me to do commission work for you, contact me at epyc.models@gmail.com. And please check out my website, www.epyc.models.com. See you all again later. Bye-bye.